friends, welcome to the Lori Lulu Crochet Podcast, episode 37. My name is Lori. I live in the Chicago suburbs with my husband Ryan and our two cats, Dixie and Daisy, and I love to crochet. I'm still learning how to knit. I'm loving it, and I'm learning how to sew. Yep. So you can find all that goodness on Instagram and Ravelry. My username is LoriLulu327. There's an email for this podcast if you need to ask any questions. The email is LoriLulu327@gmail.com. And there's also a Ravelry group for this podcast. It is linked down below. It is Lori Lulu Crochet. And I believe that's it. So I just want to say hey to any new subscribers out there. I finally got over 800. Wow. Yeah, and returning viewers, I'm glad you're here. So just grab a drink, grab your project, let's sew in. So I usually start with life stuff, things that have been going on. Big news is, so for those of you who are new, my husband is a pastor of a church. It's right behind on the other side of this wall. But we actually had our first church service on Sunday. Our first since March 8th. Like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. But the protocol is, you have to wear a mask in. As much as we don't like it, we still need to take care of each other. That's really what it's about. So you wear your mask in. Once you're seated, you can take it off. But if you do get up and move around, we ask that you put it back on. Yeah, it was awesome to be with everybody. I mean, it's one thing to watch worship things on TV and video, sermons on TV or on your phone, if you're like me. It's one thing to do it that way, but when you're in this building together, when you're with other worshipers, it's just so much better. And I had tears coming down the whole time because it was just so good to be together. So yeah, so tomorrow is Sunday, so we will have our next service, and yeah, we're just excited to be back. Other exciting news, well, Ryan and I took a little road trip yesterday. We went to go see my parents. First time I've seen my dad since Christmas. My mom came down a couple times in January. So it was my first time in 6 months seeing my parents. That's too long. Especially when they only live a couple hours away. But yeah, Michigan, of course, they have the same strict rules that we have here in Illinois, so we were observing those rules. But yeah, it was good to see them, although it was our first time to be at their house since their dog was put to sleep. And so we're used to ringing the doorbell and TV running up and barking, and that didn't happen, and that was really sad. And there were several times throughout the day I was like, where's TV? Oh yeah, he's not here. So anyway, he's missed for sure. Trying to think, nothing else really much going on other than work and crocheting and knitting and sewing. So I do want to show you, I pulled out the sewing machine more since the last time I talked to you. Ryan asked for masks. He wanted me to make him masks that he can wear to work, because his day job is as a teacher at a special needs school. So with it, I mean, they're adults, but they're special needs, so they're still kind of like kids. So he wants fun masks to wear when he goes back to work. And so I was like, well, since I'm buying material for masks, I need to make more project bags too, right? So I do have masks and bags to show you real quick. The one on top right here is the one I finished the other day. It is a Disney cruise bag. I found this really cute material with Minnie and Mickey and octopus anchors, ship wheel, all that. And then this really cool rope fabric. I thought that turned out really cute. And then on the inside it's just some royal blue because I didn't have enough of this rope fabric, or otherwise that would have been on the inside. And it's just a drawstring bag. I'm not brave enough to try zippers yet. The next one is a smaller bag. It is Ravenclaw, because I'm a Ravenclaw, from Harry Potter, for those of you who don't know. So yeah, found this really pretty royal blue fabric to go with it. Then the inside, I found golden snitch. Since this is Quidditch, I was gonna say rugby. That's not that's not the game they play in Harry Potter. It's Quidditch, and so yeah, the golden snitch on the inside. And the last project bag, I know, I've been going crazy with these things. Ryan saw Mallanna fabric, because he really likes Mallanna. They play it about every day. He says they would play it when they were in school, which school is closed right now. So I was like, well, I want to make a Mallanna bag too. So you have Mallanna and Maui. I just thought they were so cute. And then I found this really pretty sparkly turquoise fabric. Of course, it's all wrinkled because it's been sitting in the chair waiting for me to show it to you. And the inside is the turquoise sparkly fabric, which I made a mask for my mom out of that because she likes teal, turquoise, and sparkles. So let me show you all the masks that I have here. So of course, you know, if I have Ravenclaw fabric, I need to make Ravenclaw mask for myself. And on the back I have the golden snitch. And then I don't think Ryan's ever done the test to see which house he's a part of, but he says he thinks he's a Slytherin. So I got him a Slytherin one, and of course it has the golden snitch on the back. Let's see, I'll show you the ones that we have matching, because, you know, you gotta have matching masks with your husband, right? Okay, so this is a Mickey and Minnie fabric I found. Mickey's on the inside. And then he has Mickey on the outside and Minnie is tucked in there. But on his, it's just the plain red fabric, and then on mine, whoop, I did white polka dot because Minnie does polka dots a lot. So that's how I can tell between the two. And then I did do the cruise fabric. His has Mickey on the inside and the rope fabric on the back. And then I have Minnie on the inside of mine, and then the polka dot fabric. And then, so here's the Mallanna mask. So you have Maui on the inside. I did make another one for myself, but like with the way the folds and everything were, and the amount of fabric I had left, you can't really see either of them. So I have one, it just can't tell it's Mallanna or Maui. But anyway, and then it's just a gray fabric that I found to kind of go with that. Superheroes, gotta love superheroes. I had shown you my Wonder Woman mask. Well, Ryan wanted one too, so he has Wonder Woman, and he wore this to work, and his coworker was like, I really like that. So he was gonna give her this one, but then she said something about she liked Harley Quinn, and I looked for fabric. I couldn't find any, unless you want a special order fabric, which I really don't want to do that right now. But then I found some Paw Patrol, so I made a couple masks for her grandson, which they're like this big, they're so tiny. But So he has Wonder Woman, and then of course his favorite is Iron Man. So, but this is flannel, so I'm not sure how well this one's gonna work. I didn't realize it when we were purchasing that it was flannel. So it'll be good for the winter, right? And then of course we had to find some cat fabric. This is actually what he wore to church on Sunday. And then I found some NASA fabric. I thought those turned out cool because he has a NASA t-shirt and can match. And then of course I made one for myself because I have a NASA t-shirt. And then I made one for my dad too because he likes NASA. And although if I'd really thought about it, I should have gotten some Star Trek fabric for him. But anyway, and then got John Deere. There you can see of course with this fabric, when they have the big pictures on, it's hard to make a mask because you're trying to get everything, get it fit just right within the folds, and it's difficult. It's better if you have smaller pictures. But anyway, yeah, my husband, he grew up near where John Deere started, so he and his brothers are big John Deere fans. So I made another John Deere mask for my brother-in-law, which whenever I see them, hopefully soon, I'll give them their masks as well. So yeah, so that's all the sewing I've done. I have 2 finished objects that are crochet. I should just call this the 4.25 millimeter hook podcast because all my projects require the 4.25 millimeter project or hook. Now I say that because 4.25 because usually a G hook is 4 millimeters, but because I am a boy girl, meaning I like boy crochet hooks, their G hook is actually a little bigger. It's 4.25. But all my projects have been requiring a G hook or 4.25 for me. Anyway, all that to say, the first finished object I wanted to show you is living in my Made by Me, my Wonder Woman bag. Does this fabric look familiar? Yeah, leftovers is what I use for the masks. So in there I also have Hermione, when in doubt, go to the library, and of course I have Wonder Woman pin on there. And this is living my, it's a gift for a friend. It is the Cottage Faded Linen Cowl by Catherine Trinity. This requires, it says 4 millimeter hook, but because I used a boy, it's 4.25. Anyway, yarn. The yarn that I used is Yarn Bee Katarina. This is from Hobby Lobby, and it's in the colorway Tangotopia. And so I will show you. Ta-da! So last time you saw, I was to here where my Wonder Woman, let's move that tassel out of the way, the Wonder Woman Progress Keeper is. And there she is. I really like how this turned out. I was worried because of the way the yarn was changing colors. I mentioned that last time, how it kind of frustrated me. But I like how the yarn really turned out. It looks more like homespun without the texture of the Lion Brand homespun. I know how we all love that yarn. Anyway, but I just really like how the colors faded, and yeah, I just thought it turned out really nice. So, her birthday isn't until October, so I've got time to give it to her. Yeah, that is finished object number 1. Finished object number 2 also required a G hook. It is living in my Chitingi bag, my small one from Kalisha of Quirky Monday. And I put on there just some random Harry Potter style pins because they kind of match. It's the same color scheme. So, living in this one, let me pull out is my November Sky beanie from Hannah of the Cozy Cottage Crochet podcast. Isn't that really cool? Like, I love these little V's through here. I thought that's really pretty. Although with my yarn, it doesn't really show it very well. Okay, so the yarns that I use are Plymouth Select DK Merino Superwash in the colorway Mosaic Blue. And then the other color I used was Yakagani Yarns. I had to look up how to pronounce that one. See their cute little logo, sheep logo on there. This is their Yak DK, which is 100% superwash merino wool. And the colorway is called Ravager's Funeral, which is a Guardians of the Galaxy thing. Anyway, just wanted to show you, this is how much of the Mosaic Blue I had left. And this is how much of the Ravager's Funeral I had left. I actually had to, I don't think I did all the decrease rows. I think I skipped one last row. Like I just ran out of yarn. Yeah. So here, I'll show you. Here's my beanie. Although it's not a beanie, I did the slouch version. So last time you saw it, I was here at this Progress Keeper, which when I looked at their logo on their ball band for the Yakagani, oh, can you even see? We're going to focus. Oh. Anyway, it's the same. This was a stitch marker I gotten at Stitches Midwest when I did the stitch marker swap. And I had swapped with them. I have. So anyway, so here is my beanie. You can see the lovely cabling down here, and then the decrease, the top looks really cool too. So, although I'm like, this thing is huge, it fits pretty well. And I like that it's not going to be too tight, and then I won't have too bad of hat hair. When I get, so once this is washed and blocked, should lay much better because it still feels pretty stiff. But I like how it turned out. I think it looks pretty cute. And yes, I keep looking at it, I'm like, oh, it's so big, but I have a big head. What can I say? Okay. So that's it for finished objects. So, now on to makes in progress. I have 4 that I've done work on since the last podcast. Yeah, it's like my barley light beanie I haven't done anything on. My blurred line sweater I haven't done anything on. So, I'll show you what I have done work on. So, I'll show you the knitting first. I am doing the Hermione's Everyday Socks, which is this pattern here. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. It's by Erica Loader. I don't know. That pattern is cuff down pattern. Of course, I like to do mine toe up, 2 at a time. So, true Lori fashion, I've flip things around. The yarn that I am using is from one of my favorites, which is Bumblebee Acres Fiber Farm. It's on their squishy sock, which is 75.25, and the colorway is Dobby's Christmas Stocking 2019. So I figured this was perfect for the June prompt of the Wizarding Mal. which is being hosted by Claudia and Hannah. And the June prompt is Dobby as a free elf. Here is the yarn that I'm using. So you got red and green, obviously, for Christmas, but then there's purple and blue and white in there as well. And it's just so pretty. So I have turned the heel on my sock. So last time you saw, I was here where this cute little sock progress keeper is. I was almost done with the gusset increases. I have since done the heel and have worked up the leg. So you can see I now have the pattern all the way around. So the pattern calls for 72 rows. You have to repeat the 4-row pattern 18 times. And so I was like, oh, 72 rows, that's a long time. And I need to get this done by the end of June, which is Tuesday. But why do I need to follow the pattern? I don't. So, I think this afternoon I'm just going to start doing the cuff. Because this is long enough, it goes up over my ankle. That's really all I care about in my socks. As long as my ankles are covered during winter, I'm okay. I can't do ankle socks in the winter because it just makes me too cold. Anyway, so I'm just loving how these socks are turning out. I'm so excited. So yeah, these will be done probably this weekend. I'm hoping I can finish the cuff tonight and then bind off tomorrow afternoon, and they'll be done. Yay! Okay, the next 3 are all crocheted. They're all new since the last time I podcast. I'll just go ahead with the first, how do I want to say it? They're not my patterns, so I have a new design. I'll say that for last. Anyway, so the first one I'm going to show you is 6 Wives Shawl by Emma Potter. And there you can see, of course, it's a rubbish black and white picture. 6 wives referring to the 6 queens of Henry VIII. So I decided to call mine the 6 Queens Shawl because they were queens. Duh. So it is living in my purple triangle bag that I made myself. So it has, we have Namaste, the Crochet Clan, and then I found, so the yarn that I'm using is from Superfine Yarn Company. I gotten this from them at Last Stitches Midwest, which they're still gonna do Stitches Midwest. It's just It's just been postponed to September. So no birthday weekend fun for me. But anyway, and then they also sent me this one. So it's Superfine Yarn Company. That's what SFY means. When I ordered the 6 mini skates. So this is the yarn is Superfine Yarn Company. It's on their Euclid sock base, or Euclid sparkle sock, I should say. Let me find the card. Nope, that's not it. Here we are. Okay, so there's their ball band. So it is 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 5% silver tone stellina. So the first colorway I'm doing is called Chambord. And, oh, this purple is just so gorgeous. And there's sparkle in it. It's so pretty. I just love it so much. So the pattern, it's 6 wives. So the first big part of the shawl, which here's what I've got so far. Not much. This part is supposed to represent Catherine of Aragon, who was the first wife, and she lasted the longest. She was married for 24 years to Henry. And so I figured, you know, she's the one true queen, is what people call her. So purple works great for her. But just look at these colors. Like, I love how this pattern is going to show off the yarn. Like, I'm so excited for that. Oh. Oh my gosh. And of course, it will have to be blocked because it's curling like crazy right now. So yeah, that's for like one afternoon working on it. And then, so once I'm done with that big ball of yarn, then I go to the minis. So yeah, to represent the last 5 of Henry's lives. Anyway, I'm super excited to get to work on that. Work on that more. Yep. The next make in progress is the by Bella's Custom Crochet, which I found out she has a podcast. I haven't watched one of them yet, but I am subscribed to her now, so I will be watching out for that. It is the One Skein Wonder Cowl, and it's the light version because it's made for fingering weight yarn. This one is living in my Rapunzel bag with the purple sparkle. And then of course I did have to put my Rapunzel pin on there. So the yarn that I am using is from Attic Spin Dye, and it is on their premium superwash, the premium stock base. And I saw this on the tag after I podcast last because it's so tiny. Like, it is so tiny right there. So it's the premium stock base, so it's superwash blue faced Leicester. Oh. And then 20% nylon. Like, oh, this is super nice yarn. So this is their colorway Rainbow Zebra, which is their EDS awareness. That's Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. So anyway, a friend of mine, she suffers from the same thing, so I decided to buy this yarn and make a cowl for her using, anyway. So this is what it looks like all balled up. You can't really tell. So there's rainbow, it's a rainbow, and then there's zebra patterning in between some of the colors. Like, it's not a solid rainbow. The rainbow is broken up by the zebra speckles. Speckles? Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. So here is the beginning. See? Not much. Let me show you without all the... So yeah, you can just see, oh, so pretty. And this is a new stitch to me. It's called the mini bean stitch. I thought it was really cute. Which of course my friend is a huge coffee fan, so we'll say it's a coffee bean stitch for her. So anyway, so that's making progress number 3. Oh, let's put the ball band in before I forget. Okay, and then the last one I want to show you is a design in progress. So this is my Hypatia slouch. She was an astronomer, so of course I had to put it in a Star Wars bag with my Starry Night notions pouch. So this one is using this lovely purple skein, which, do I have the ball band? Yes, I do. This is Treasure Goddess yarn. It's on her Treasured Toes sock yarn, so it's 75/25, and the colorway is called Royalty. And so I'm loving how this yarn is working out. So let's put this in here. And we'll put this in here. So this is how much of my hat I got done. So yeah, I was just trying to work out the math because I didn't want it to be too pointy, and I didn't want it to be too flat and then too boxy. Like, I want it to have a nice slope as you start. So this is it's obviously going to be top down. I have this cute little stitch marker. It's a paper origami star, which I got from Treasure Goddess when we did the stitch marker swap at Stitches Midwest. So that's cool. So yeah, I'm just so pleased with how this is working up so far. Although, just starting it. So yeah, I really like how this is working up too. The colorway. So that's it so far. So this week, once I finish my socks, I'm going to really get to town on this and my other two projects, and hopefully get to work on some of the other ones that I've got going too. My sweater needs to get done soon. Not soon, but you know, it just needs to be done. I feel like it's just hanging over my head. Anyway, I don't know why. I'm not having fun with that, but I want to have it, you know? Anyway, there's not much else. Oh, I did want to share that my local yarn shop, Mallanna Ding Dong, they opened back up. So I'm super excited that they are open again. The rules are you do have to wear your mask while you're in there, which I'm okay with that. They're only allowing 2 people at a time. Again, I'm okay with that, so call ahead before you go. So because they did open up again, they did offer curbside pickup during the quarantine. I just had issues with their website and trying to figure out, like, what color am I ordering, because, you know, sometimes you can't tell from the colorway name what it means. So anyway, it's fine. I still I went and bought something for them because I want to make sure that they stay open and make me go buy yarn, right? Right. So I have my Mallanna Ding Dong bag, and I bought my first ever skein of Lola Bean yarn. Oh yeah, look at this. The speckles on this. I love the bright colors. There you can really see some speckles there. So I walked in and I saw they had a whole section of Lola Bean, and I immediately went to the purple one, and it was called African Violets, and I was like, oh, I need this one. But then after looking at it, it's like, it's the same color as the Chambord Superfine yarn that I'm using for my 6 Wives shawl. Like, I need to branch out. So I was like, well, I don't really have any white speckled stuff, so this is what I bought. This is on her string bean, her string bean base, which is 75/25, and the colorway is called Electric Youth, which this does remind me of my youth, like the hot pink, the hot green. I remember having an outfit that was like, when I was in 6th grade, that was lime green shorts, and then the shirt was like tie-dye lime green, and then it had like a big hot pink flower on it. So this reminds me of my youth for sure. As far as what I want to do with it, I don't know yet. I had thought about the Changing Staircases shawl. I forget her name. I'll put it down below. But I'm gonna look for something else. I think I have a plan in mind. I just gotta find one. Anyway, so Lola Bean. Yeah. Okay. So I think that's it. Yep, that's all I have for today. So I hope you guys take care of yourselves, so you can take care of your neighbor. And I hope you have a blessed day. Bye!